we're doing a superpower tier list
for sword fighting.
So right off the bat, there's some S-tier superpowers that, while super useful, are pretty boring, like invulnerability,
Stopping time,
super speed,
healing factor,
teleporting. All of these things basically break the game of sword fighting, and while you'd win, you're not really fighting anymore. So we're just gonna ignore them, they're S-tier, whatever. Moving on to the interesting stuff. Starting off with a controversial one, super strength.
Surprisingly, super strength isn't all that useful in a sword fight.
You do need to be strong, but you don't have to be that strong to wield a sword, and if you're too strong, you're likely to break your own sword on your opponent's blade before you break their guard.
And for these reasons, super strength is a C tier. What about shapeshifting?
You'd think this would be useful, right? I turn into a bear, but I can't hold a sword anymore, and that is a lot more dangerous than my claws are.
I don't want to fight a bear, but if I had to, I'd want a sword.
So realistically, you might be able to maul this guy, but you're probably gonna get hurt. So shapeshifting is a D tier. Next up, we've got seeing the future.
Seeing the future is really useful, but not as useful as you might think.
Even if I can tell what he's gonna do before he does it, I still have to be able to react to it. So you still have to have excellent reflexes to have this be a useful power.
If your opponent is faster than you, even if you can see the future, you're still not gonna be fast enough.
And that's why it gets B tier. Next up is mind reading.
Also something that isn't as useful as you probably think.
Sure, in the opening moves, you might be able to read your opponent's mind about what their first thing is gonna be, but they're still gonna be able to react to whatever you do after that. Once the first intention is passed, you're not thinking, you're reacting. If you have to take time to think, it's too late.
At a high level, you're not consciously thinking about what you're doing, you're just reacting and muscle memory takes over.
So mind reading wouldn't be that useful in a sword fight.
C tier. Alright, but what about some A tier powers?
Well, an unlikely one is flight.
Flight would be fairly useful. You still have to close in to actually attack them, but you have access to a lot new angles.
But the biggest thing is you can basically become cavalry. You swoop in and you attack as you go. We all know cavalry is A tier.
Okay, what about invisibility?
This would be really useful because if I couldn't see you, I couldn't hit you, but it wouldn't be completely impossible to overcome. I could basically swing like this and hopefully keep you back.
So it sounds like every power would be somewhat useful in a sword fight.
Ah, there's one. Talking to fish.
F tier.
Sorry, Aquaman. Somebody had to take the spot.
Oh, I got another one, Batman's power.
You don't think Batman's power would be useful?
I mean, being really skilled is helpful, but
That's not a superpower.
No?
The superpower is being rich.
S tier.
Having better armor and equipment than your opponent makes all the difference.